Hello everyone, good evening. It is getting a little bit late if you're over in America, but we are coming in towards map number 4 quite soon, hopefully, for match day number 7 in Pili. Ghost, I mean, we could have continued the word puns, the list, the banter, but really, there's not much to say at the end of the day.
Yeah, they didn't really show up on that map, and there's nothing else to say about that. NRG had some pretty interesting CT sides that I think, a better team who's more familiar with how they want to play Cash could definitely exploit. They played heavily towards mid. You could see some A executes being extremely effective, some fast plays onto A or B, even just some more sort of structured take of the middle area might work a little bit better. And we saw a little bit of that with Connor getting groovy up in mid with a couple entries on the one gun round that they did win. But apart from that, they weren't able to get much done. Hopefully, next map should be more interesting. Do we know what next map is?
No, I cannot remember.
All right.
Yeah, this is always one of my curses. It's like, oh yeah, maps. I cannot remember the map. I know the 7 maps in the rotation. I just don't know in particular which one they want to play on. And it just feels like if it's NRG's pick, they might just pick Train. Because they're known as a train team, like they definitely do enjoy playing it. But I just say, like, outside of any other map, like NRG doesn't even need strategies. They can start on the safety side on any of the maps that, actually, yes, because NRG, yeah, so Ghost is going to pick, and they've picked Train before, got hammered on that. They've picked, I'm fairly certain they've picked Overpass once before. They got hammered on that as well. So it's just a relentless cycle for Ghost. Doesn't matter what map they pick. You're going to be versing NRG. No, wait. I think I'm outthinking myself right now. Okay. Going to bring it back. NRG were starting CT side, correct? They started
T side.
NRG.
Oh, wait, no, they started CT side, yeah.
I was cooking myself. NRG was starting CT side, so that most likely was Ghost's map pick. Now it's NRG's map pick, and yeah, okay, so going all the way back to the original.
NRG's map pick? Because they started... Wait, no. Yeah, you're right. Ghost started.
We're both confusing ourselves now, and I think because
you confused me in the first place, so mostly the bias, the onus rather, is on you, and I blame you. Regardless,
I bamboozled everyone, including myself, and then I bamboozled myself on top of that bamboozlement. But let's take a quick look at the schedule before we trick ourselves anymore. We'll actually find out what map it's going to be played. So there you have it. It's going to be Mirage. Ghost is starting to go back towards one of the more basic ones. Earlier on today, it was a 1-1 apiece between CLG and Renegades. All went all the way, 1 overtime, 1 regulation time. At the end of the day, it was, I guess, slightly more in the favor of Renegades as opposed to CLG. On the mainstream, it wasn't a 16-0, it was a forfeit by Immortals. So that's why LG did pick up actually the 2-0. Which is...
16-6 and 1 cash, interesting.
I thought Immortals was in the lead, actually.
I thought Immortals was in the lead as well.
Let's take a look at that.
6 rounds.
We'll find out afterwards, but Misfits taking the first map on cash, and that's, well, now it's 8-1 so far on Overpass, which is Optic's favorite playground. They do like it quite a bit.
Yeah, try to play against Majors running up Fountain on you and Alu AWPing you around every corner. And then when you deal with those guys, Mixwell's running at you through short B. It's a bit depressing to play against that whole series of events, but see if Misfits is able to triumph. Regardless, they are going to be pretty happy with that win on cash. Taking out Optic, obviously one of the teams that should be on the higher end of the league. So Misfits are sort of middle of the table, looking to get that 1-1, score line.
Misfits were looking pretty good when they were playing yesterday. They had comprehensive victories against Rogue, I'm fairly certain. So it's not a big surprise in any means that they did go, well, so far, the 1-0 against Optic. And they have, I believe they have the tactical depth as well as the player mechanics to kind of bring it back and maybe make Overpass into a potential play. 8-1, it looks scary right now, but we don't know the circumstances. Could be economy was just reset. Could be a lot of factors behind that. And we don't know because the scoreline is one thing, but the storyline itself is completely separate.
I mean, that's what we said about the last game when the first few gun rounds were kind of competitive and NRG started to get off to a lead, but it turns out we were wrong. Just completely went downhill
It was
from
good
there.
for the first 6 rounds. I don't think those odds would be correct. If betting on Ghost is now, in my mind, is just you're throwing away money. Like, no offense. It's after watching that first 5 rounds, there's potential, but potential until you get there, all of that in between is useless stuff.
So I got 2 things for you, Kev. That describe that last game. It was like when you got a really steep hill and you go for a bit of a lie down in the sun and you lose your balance and you start to roll and you just continually roll faster and faster down the hill. until all your bones are broken. That's what happened to Ghost. Second of all, better things to spend your money on than betting on Ghost in this game.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah, you might as well just put it on NRG. If you're looking for this is probably the safest bet that we could probably advocate for the entire season, because there are like always factors outside of that. But unless, you know, NRG, not only do you have to drop the ball, you have to take the ball, go put it in an incinerator, and then chuck the entire incinerator off a cliff and into a plummet. Like, it just has to plummet off a cliff.
Kind of like.
And then get crushed by something else. That is how bad NRG have to mess it up.
In my mind. Listen, there is a silver lining to this. We have seen Ghost play Mirage a little bit this season against Optic, and they didn't actually look too bad. I think that was with B playing, however. So, don't know how it'll go this time. If I remember correctly, I think Seb did quite well. Connor got some nice entries towards the A bomb site, and Rix did some nice lurking through middle, so keep your eyes out through that. But in general, their game plan was sloppy middle team play, not doing it too efficiently, but instead just kind of strolling their way up middle, doing the best they can. Or plan B was contact out A repetitively again and again, hope that you get the trades and that Connor goes off.
I really like the setup from NRG, so it allows them to deflect mid aggression as well as his B-side aggression as soon as Daps has spotted out a few. So he's just going to fall back. He has the kit and smoke as well. Might be able to find a kill. Yeah, there it is. So it's actually onto Wardell, and they've allowed one to cross on towards... Oh, Fugly! I was about to say they allowed one to cross, but Fugly, what a shot to take down Connor. Feel a little bit cheated if I was him and Seb. Can't get the bomb plant down. There's no cover. Rix at the very least has retrieved the smoke grenade, but there's no use of the smoke grenade if you have no head. And NRG, another pistol round and a kit retrieved on Breezy as well. Very, very clean pistol round. And Fugly, once again, 3 kills. Same on Keish.
Fugly has some nice one-taps and showing them off in that round. Force Buy coming out here for Ghost. They have got some utilities to their name, as Rix has got himself a CZ armor and smoke. They've got 2 smokes to work with and a handful of flashbangs, and it looks like they're going to group up towards everywhere.
I really like that from NRG though. Even in this anti-eco, you can see Cirque was peeking window, but it wasn't a solo peek. There was a flashbang used to try to gain that mid control and allow Cirque just to deploy himself and now start to jiggle the corner. And you can see Seb looking to kind of contest with the Desert Eagle, but no head armor, a single bullet, that's all it needs. And you can see Cirque and Fugly now trying to push up, and Fugly, very, very easy kill. He's had a few pistol kills and he wants more. He's hungry. And Ghost Gaming, there's no game plan behind this. Lost one for Seb just shoulder peeking mid. There was no backup, no attempt at an underpass control, no trade. They're just still stacking up. It just feels so separated. There's no... It's like all the puzzle pieces have been thrown aside and no one is making an attempt at piecing them together.
See if ZQK is going to get anything done with those puzzle pieces. He throws out the smoke. I believe that's towards the arch. Flashes coming out over the top, but the smoke has been deployed for NRG, and I don't know... They got smoke on both sides of the arch, but they're not pushing through the smoke NRG is deployed, so pretty much a wasted endeavor at this point. They're going to throw the flashbangs out, but at this point NRG knows what's happening. Angie in a good position. Daps playing under the window, gets his head taken off by Wardell. ZQK manages to get control of the site, but the bomb is dropped at the van. Wardell last alive in the apartments on 1 HP. Nothing you can do. Lost 2 there for NRG. Only a FAMAS and a MP9, however. And all of their rifles have been retained. No bomb plant for Ghost, so they can't buy into this round. They're going to be forced to eco again. And exactly like you said, it's a sad game to watch because it doesn't even look like they're trying to get their foothold into the game.
They're already down a member. They're waiting for their own smokes to fade. It's just like the tiny things. And I just feel like at this stage, at least they're trying something different, right? They're trying this boost. So
sick.
At least it's a little bit different. I like seeing that, but I mean, you're up against rifles with basic pistols. What are you hoping for? Maybe a single kill there. That's pretty good. You've taken an M4 off the hands of the CTs, but Breezy with 4 kills. They're not going to be concerned about that. Cirque can just buy up an AWP.
Here's a punch for you, Kev. They were doing acrobatics at the top of mid because they saw Cirque was in the game, so they're trying to try out for Cirque du Soleil.
Well, at the moment, it's a little bit of a circus of a game, really. I mean, NRG, you can see, like, they're not... If it was against any other team, they probably have ducked behind, but A&J is just so confident. He just goes, you know what? I'm versing Ghost at the moment, so I can overpeak. I do like to see this boost coming out, though. But, oh, great return from Wardell, even though he's been tagged down. So that's, I like seeing that from Ghost. At least a little bit better. They had a plan to neutralize the mid-AWP, but there's two towards the underpass position right now. It's going to be Breezy as well as Daps sitting close.
I don't know if I'm in Cirque's position there. I'm feeling robbed. Getting the leg off onto Wardell. You shot first. You hit him as well, but CS decided that you hit him in the leg, and Wardell trades out the frag. So Ghost at an advantage. See what they're able to do with it, as Connor is just waiting for Daps to do something out of the underpass. NRG very heavily reliant on these gimmicky setups, it seems, so far, especially on Cash. They had some questionable setups that worked quite well for them, but one double underpass straight into the first gun round is a bit interesting of a decision. Connor coming down into underpass. Daps playing very patiently. Breezy right next to him. Connor's.
What timing is that? My goodness, as Fugly is the only man that's left to contain a ramp. The problem for Ghost Gaming, they don't have much utility, and they just used most of it to cover the cross, and these counter-incendiary grenades can just stall them. They've only got a single flashbang. Wardell's low already. Okay, so they're still stalling behind, still waiting. There's a flashbang. But where's the bomb plant? Yeah, another flashbang. But where's the bomb plant? Fugly is going to not deny the bomb plant, which is unfortunate, because if that denied it, Ghost, I'd say, would be completely out of it. But now they're in with a chance.
There's the bomb plant. It's a 4 versus 2. Seb decides to throw him a bone. Grant Daps the M4 kill that he longed for. Wardell in a good position with the AWP to deny the aggression in. Sit there at Tetris, smoke off Palace, smoke off A-ramp.
So
good
smart.
utility usage rather.
But they don't check underneath Palace enough, and now Ange is going to get another pick. Just needs to take down Wardell. Wardell's low. This hasn't been communicated because he couldn't see it. He didn't click, and even if he did get the no-scope, Rix was close by enough to clean it up. And I would say in that situation, it might have been better for Ghost just to smoke the cross and just get across the default, because it would have been safer to do so. They would have been locked out. But this was the boost earlier on. That was a great shot from Wardell at the very least.
It's actually when he jumped up that he got legged. So Cirque was ready to click on his chest, and he jumped on his teammate's head, which meant that he got legged. Then traded back the shot. See if Cirque gets robbed once again, or if he's able to grab this shot. Wardell's not going to contest this round. He knows he was lucky last round. And he's just not going to take his chances again.
Yeah, you can do it once, but you can't really do it more than probably twice, because that's when you kind of catch on. Similarly for NRG, the double underpass play, I mean, it could have been really good because they took down Connor, but unfortunately they were unable to, A, deny the bomb plant. Imagine if Fugly was able to take down Seb in that position and just stuck back alive. Would have been a completely different ball story. They can't get the bomb plant down because they're always worried about CT. Smokes are fading, they can't get across. So Fugly, really, I think down towards him dropping that round is now Ghost Gaming coming back towards mid. Cirque's going to miss one of the shots, and Ange, this is A&J is playing a very off angle, and Connor's just going to walk straight into it.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about before, which is, you know, Ghosts have a couple of things that they do on this map as far as we've seen, and one of them is that sloppy mid control on the T side. They sort of try to crawl up mid, and unfortunately not using utility correctly, not being in position to trade your teammates means that you're just gifting the CTs who are holding off angles free kills. However, Seb doing God's work over on A site, same as he did against Optic if my memory serves me correctly. Had some pretty good rounds coming out of that Palace and seems pretty comfortable doing it, so he's done it again. Gets a pick onto Breeze. Rest of his team comes up connector, but Cirque picks up Seb trying to come out the Palace. And another pushing, aggressing jungle. Fugly picks up ZQK quite easily. Rick's last alive lurking in that middle as we saw him do before, but he's been brought down to 8 HP and Cirque picks him up. Great little 3K, I believe, from Cirque. Showing that he is the dominant AWPer in this matchup.
Cirque is very stable, and that's why you kind of want him in City. Oh, look, B is there, so I'm not sure if he was coaching the lads earlier, but I don't know. I don't think B is really a backline leader. I firmly believe he should be in the front line.
Yeah, let's start a petition. B into active duty.
After university, he says. I hope so. I mean, imagine that was him subbing in. There's a performance against Liquid. You're subbing in against Liquid, and then you drop that performance. Sure, it's the best of one, but still, that is impressive in my mind, because once again, it's Liquid.
Yeah.
But hopefully some of the other boys will be inspired by the presence of their leader and name, as NRG Just waiting for the peak. DQK can't land the deagle shot. Right idea, though. Looking towards the right angle. But now Breezy low, it does mean a little bit of weakness towards the A side. He's going to duck back behind Firebox. Pilly's personal favorite, as now Connor is just locked behind the smoke at B apps as well. So it's a really, really good hold coming out from NRG right now. Playing very passively, giving Ghost a little bit more respect this time. But with that, once again, it's not Fugly dry peeking, it's a flashbang coming in and then peeking.
Turns out there's tactics behind the aim. Daps has got the boys together. Lots of flashbangs actually on the NRG side. They've expended all their other utility. Bunch of pistols and armor over here on Ghost, but far too slow, except for Connor, who opens it up onto Daps and trading him out as he tries to make his way out the window. Rick's making some heroics onto the B bomb site, but unfortunately, the bomb's still in T-spawn, and that's actually not a place you can plant.
No, that's a really big pick, though, because if Rix is allowed to get a little bit more control right now, he can go huge and shut down this market control. But Fugly is watching the line. Oh, no, what is that? Both sides missing pretty badly, and Cirque now circling around. He'll be able to pick up one, but now Seb close with the Desert Eagle, trying to land the headshot. Tags him down once. One low HP member, it's short. Still doable for Seb as he comes even closer, but Breezy on 4 HP will come in eventually with the UMP and shut it off. That came a little bit too close for Comfort, most likely. And whoa! NRG throwing the dice there where he chucks the AWP back. He'll be able to trade the rifle in the hands of Cirque, and they'll be able to grab the AWP onto Breezy, and that came down towards the final couple of frames. That was pretty sick.
Deja vu here once again. Ghost picks up the first gun round, and it's all downhill from there. Cirque asserting his dominance over mid. Definitely wants to break that vent. Unacceptable for it to be in there. As he scopes out towards top of mid, Molly under underpass. He knows that his opponents are low on money, and the one thing you don't want as an AWPer is pistolers coming out underpass and picking you up, boosting window and grabbing your AWP. That's a one way to lose a round in a very silly manner.
He's also seen him smoking up through underpass at the moment. Only a single smoke grenade for Ghost Gaming to work with, no flashbangs, so...
What are they doing though, Kev?
What are they doing? They're throwing the dice and hoping for the best. So they managed to push Cirque out at the very least because they made him a little bit nervous. But Fugly is really aware of the danger right now. And Breezy, very easy pick on towards the Palace. There's a smoke towards TD Connector. I believe that would probably be ZQK's smoke. And they're boosting up in towards window. Fugly is not aware of this. What is going on? You surely be aware at that stage when you've lost mid-control. But yeah, you can see Cirque, he's trained. But Murder Hole is controlled by Daps right now. There's still CT Connector control, both through short as well as just in front of it. And Rix, even though he's towards ladder, A&J, you'd suspect that he's waiting for it, and the bomb has been lost. Good reactions from A&J. Bomb lost now. Ghost Gaming, at least it was attempt at something. I like it, but unfortunately it's not enough, as now NRG is going to be resetting back towards default positions.
4 versus 2 here. Wardell picks himself up an M4, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything done with it. And not a fan of this hesitant, slow play out of Ghost. Saw plenty of that on Cash. I would like to see something different, personally. See if they'd go with it. However, Wardell's grabbed himself an AWP. Interesting to note that with Wardell's return on the AWP, he has actually seemed to have slowed down the entire game plan for Ghost. He's frequently going towards the AWP and the Scout, and it's making them play extremely slowly. Very one-dimensional when it's not working at all here against NRG.
I really like this smoke, but sorry, the Molotov play, but it's not good enough against A&J, who will spot out Connor quite easily. Another flashbang just to allow A&J control of apps as well. So this is just teamwork on the back of NRG. So they'll just use teamwork, get a little bit more control. Cirque, what? He's tagged down to 5 HP. CQK will be able to finish him off. And where was he? Was he pushing underpass?
Possibly.
Might have jumped down. That'd be why. There you have it, back towards a 4-on-4. Ghosts maybe with a little bit more of a chance, but they're spread out across the map on a default. Really no serious inspiration. Like that's the problem. When you're spreading out on a default, you're playing reactive because you know NRG, they've in complete control right now.
It's a 4-on-4, Kev. You're on the T side. You gotta do something. Grab some control. You know that the CTs are forced to spread out and cover more angles than they can hold. Put some pressure on one point of the map and force them to give respect to that area and then barrel down the site. They're going to contact out the site. Seb's running across the A-bomb site with his pants down and Breezy punishes him for it. Flashbang comes in about 10 years too late, and Wardell's out here with the AWP. 24 seconds to go. They mollied off the default plan, and Rix is coming, I think. No, it's ZQK coming up connector extremely late. Triple plant comes in. Breezy kills Wardell looking at jungle with no one to trade him. Rix, after getting that bomb plant down, gets himself 2 quick kills, being the savior of this round, but unfortunately it's still just looking very sloppy and uninspired. ZQK forces ANJ to push through the smoke, but if anything, I would say that Ghost did not have the advantage in that round for most of it, and lucky to come away with it after making a few critical errors. First of all, giving away the first pick, and then I think it was Seb committing across the bomb site, but they do pick up the round. And NRG's money's in the bin.
Yeah, so they've managed to force NRG into a force buy where they have managed to get 2 people actually jumping up and now playing progressive up mid. And once again, not a big fan of this. Rix is spotting the line. Okay, it looks like they've slowed down. They've put a lot of emphasis towards this underpass and mid area.
These setups for NRG, man, do they go through this stuff? Like, this is crazy.
It's like, what is the biggest?
They're so committed.
What is the biggest off angle and the dumbest thing that you think as a T you can encounter? Like, imagine if you're a T and you walk out into this, you'd be clawing your hair out because like you understand it's structured, but it's just so silly that you can't expect this. That's why it's so good, because it's off-putting.
It's not good enough. It hasn't been refined enough. They need someone on top of Cirque's head as well.
Oh, so we're going the full circus mode, effectively.
The full circus. Oh man. Ghost throwing out a smoke towards top mid with 50 seconds to go. They're going to be forced to make a hasty decision, and that they might regret later in life. But
this is the correct call. There's no one on the A-bomb site, so even if Rix, he's going to come across, caught with his pants down. Free AK-47 for anyone who wants to retrieve it, but the good thing is at least Ghost has made no noise for the A site, so ANJ should fall down here, unless he gets a pick very quickly on towards Palace. He should be caught off guard by Seb just as he transitions across. Unfortunate, but that is how life works. Is now Breezy. You know how Breezy works. He just wants to roll in and get the kills. Oh, mate, Vincent is looking for more. As Connor is just going to go for the plant behind triple. No, he's going to fake it once because there is a smoke there, but little does he know, there's actually no counter-terrorist there. And all the CTs just waiting for the smokes just to fade away. No kit for them to work with though, so it's all going to be up to the aim deals and the single flashbang from Fugly. So Fugly just coming towards Murder. He's going to throw this right over CD connector and allow the rest of NRG to charge forward. Not if ZQK has anything to say. That's actually one of the danger men down. He's done a lot of damage to Daps as well. Wardell now coming in to join the party. Will miss the shot, exposing them wide. But now Connor 93 is going to make it a peek. Now down towards a one-on-one. Wardell knows where Daps is. And Daps needs to land this kill, but he can't. And Daps so far has been quite weak with the silenced M4. It's allowed Ghost another round, but it really just feels like, once again, another struggle. It doesn't feel that clean from Ghost as they put 3 rounds on the board.
However, they have given themselves a chance to get back into this game. There's something to hope for, Kev.
Yes, there's something to hope for to go back on the Ghost train.
Force buy into the round. NRG, although they did have about 2k on most of their players, if they had saved after losing those 2 rounds in a row, they would have had 4k. They could have afforded some rifles and some smokes, but they're feeling confident. They don't want to give Ghost that round.
Because at this stage as well, if you do win it on NRG side, you can completely reset it. And I don't think this is expecting the CZs to look at that. They've retrieved the weapon, easy Palace push. Connor's coming a little bit late, making some noise, but Cirque is not paying attention. He's being caught off guard. Flashbang's not going to do anything at this stage because there's no one close enough to get the trade. They at the very least know that Bomb is there for some reason. Like, why is Bomb being dropped city connected? Daps, giving away another easy kill. What is going on for NRG?
Getting a little bit too ahead of themselves, I think, Kev.
Yeah, they can spot the bomb right now, so they know exactly what's going on. It's a 3-on-3. ANJ just needs to slowly float across, which he is doing so. He's just ensuring that there's going to be no B flank playing. Connor has showed himself, and so Breezy knows what's up. The bomb has been retrieved, but Breezy just shuts him down once again. Wardell, where's the AWP being trained towards Ticket? Where is the assistance coming out from the teammates on Rix? Time is ticking away, 40 seconds. Once they retrieve it, I mean, Breezy doesn't need to peek this line. He knows that. He just floats away. He just falls away right now. Now they finally retrieve it. So many angles, so many unknown variables, and only a single smoke grenade and flashbangs to go for it. Rix dancing around Murder and Breezy. He's just reading these guys perfectly. He's just... What can you say? 4 kills for Breezy. He's on the ace on a force buy. Ghost Gaming now forced for Wardell to make a move towards B site. And guess who's waiting close window? As Breezy, you can feel it's so close for Breezy to be peeking out, but ANJ, I think he suspects this, and as soon as Wardale comes across, he's the dead man walking. There you are, and ANJ retrieves himself an AWP as well. What did I tell you? It feels like this is the exact same scenario I was in yesterday with Elfish Guy. Ghost Gaming, they looked good for the first couple of rounds. It was 6-3 in, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember exactly which team it was. But it was like 6-3 in it was against Luminosity, right, on Train. Yeah. 6-3, Luminosity were on a 4-spy. Ghost Gaming had all the guns they wanted to go for. And on Train, what would you do on an anti-eco?
Probably rush out team mid or take things fairly slowly using util to clear out inner halls and then decide what to do from there. All
right, so if you rush out team mid, would you take 5 one-on-ones? That's what Ghost did. They rushed out team mid. They took on one-on-ones. They lost. And it just feels like, once again, that's what we're seeing right now. They just, on that buy, they had everything they needed, and they lost against, well, firstly, well-timed pushes from NRG. It was a really smart play from Breezy. Like, I don't think we can take away credit from that, because he rotated himself around, popped up a ticket, went towards Murder, always controlled the flow of the map, and just dictated where Ghost had to go. But similarly, where were the trades? You feel like any other team would have at least have another member, could at least go bang bang, you know? You killed my buddy, but at the very least I've got vengeance. There was no vengeance on that side.
No vengeance at all, Kev. And I think it's interesting to note that on Mirage, quite often, you know, teams make kind of, it can be rewarded, but it can also be a mistake where, you know, you take mid control because you're playing anti-eco, you're playing safe, Kev, you're trying to get control and smoke off the angles, get some map control, do your default dance, and eventually, once your default dance is done and you haven't killed anyone, you haven't gotten any info, you go, oh, how about a push-up connector? Oh yeah, by the way, connector is where you can stick a pistol in someone's face and get a couple kills. And it doesn't go well some of the time, unfortunately.
At least this is looking a lot better. They're 5-man committing on towards a B-bomb site. I like commitment, but where are the counter-incendiary grenades coming out? So Daps, he's going to use this very, very early. That is going to do nothing, as a matter of fact. Even when they drop out, Cirque's come out very early on because they've seen the smoke grenades come forward, and Cirque's actually going to pick up 2. And Daps, oh my goodness, Daps, again, he's not going to connect any rifle bullets, and it's just Cirque just getting a couple of picks. I mean, Cirque does manage to pick up another one. Connor finally gets the trade, and Connor, it's too low to do anything, out of position, out of time.
Out of money.
Out of money, and the only worrying part for me on the side of NRG is Daps. I have not been very impressed so far today by him.
Oh well, when Breezy's going 19-4 and you've got all the European imports from all across the land, doesn't really matter, does it?
But is it called a European port if you get them from all across the globe?
Listen, Kev, let's not talk about the import of yourself from certain regions that I will not disclose. Glocks and P250 here. Connor's got himself a smoke. Probably chuck that one onto middle site, pile out the palace and the ramp and see if we can get the bomb down. Get ourselves some money so that we can grab some Molotovs, we can grab some smokes. And then we can do one of two things. Crawl out mid and either hope to trade each other or hope our opponents makes a mistake, or we'll contact out A.
Alright, and bomb has been dropped down, and this should be a pretty easy slaughter right now, Connor. I mean, it takes down one, but that's really all you're going to hope for at this stage. The next best option is maybe getting the bomb plant down. And NRG, I mean, their economy is not in the best situation either, right? It's still struggling. It's still looking a little bit poor. If Ghost Gaming do win a round, it's not as clean as it was on Cache, but at the same time.
Here we go. Smoke out to top mid. They're going to send no one out to top mid, just the smoke and some stuff. And then they're going to contact out A. Waddell's got the scope up in Palace. He's probably going to control the rotates of the jungle and connector area.
They just push up. Breezy's like, oh,
got all the info.
Smoke on top mid. That's all right. I'll just go towards. I'll push mid instead. That's what you do, right? You push mid.
We've got plenty of info now. Cirque scoping out the Tetris. Rix goes for a little bit of a bunny hop away. But NRG have full knowledge that Ghost hasn't even made an attempt for mid control. They're not going to over-rotate though. They're going to play retake on A, maintain that connector and B control. They're not expecting this A execute, but even if it comes out, at least they are all on the same page. They're going to say, you know what, you guys can take the bomb site, you can get the bomb down, we're going to try and spray you through some of the smokes. Maybe grab a kill while you try to enter the bomb site. I like this from Ghost, running out before the smokes plume. Pretty underrated. See how it works out for him.
And ZQK coming very close. He needs to check a lot of lines, but Breezy's going to win that engagement once again. Flashbang's coming forward. Bomb plant not attempted just yet. Seb, no, you can't lose that aim duel, but Breezy has just been absolute fire right now. So I guess if there's one player that you will lose it to, it will be Breezy. Connor slipping very, very close. Breezy playing anti-flash as Connor looking down the line. Great shot on towards A&J, but Wardell's also going to answer back as well. Breezy, another kill on towards Wardell. And all of a sudden, actually, it's back down towards a 2-on-2. This is actually heating up right now. As Fugly and Cirque, they're very, very scared of that flank potential. Connor on the side, going to peek out right in towards Cirque's waiting arms. Going to give him a warm embrace of death. And now Rick's on a one-on-one. Good timing peek to find Fugly back towards Tetris. And this is the most potential that you're going to get out of a Ghost Gaming round. But Rex, oh, he can't land the spray. And Cirque, he knows that he got a little bit lucky there. But he's going to take the round. Oh, that's just BM. But a round's a round for NRG. A lot better there from Ghost, but it wasn't enough.
Didn't quite work out for them. They had the right idea, but Breezy just too strong, buying far too much time for the rotates from that CT position, rather. I'll tell you what, though. Two things are certain in life. Karath is toxic, and Connor gets mad entry frags.
I'm all that toxic. I don't main nuke, sorry.
10-3, as Cirque has pretty much had an ult this entire game. ZQK is taking one for the boys, grabbing some util and the Galil. I would not be so kind.
Yeah, when did utility ever kill anyone? Like, it rarely kills. It's bullets and guns that kill people.
Yeah, just spend your money on
AKs.
Deagle armor over around.
Deagle armor, dualies.
Dualies?
Yeah, all the Bison as well.
I mean, 2 guns is better than 1.
Imagine you could have 2 Bisons. It'd still be pretty bad, actually. I'm just trying to think. It's like, you still do no damage whatsoever. You have all the bullets that you need in the world, but it does like... the amount of times that you just like, you're flying down and you're just double dinking a guy and it's like, yeah, I did about 60 and 2. You double dink him. But regardless, this is going to be a fake towards A side. I do like an attempt at something different from Ghost, where they're going to slowly crawl up catwalk. But what are they going to go? Are they going to go towards B? They've got 2 members up catwalk, 1 underpass, and 1 towards B apps. No presence made towards A just yet. You can see Fugly outside of Murder Hole, waiting for the boost. They've conceded mid-control. And there you have it. Cirque is going to open up with the AWP kill coming out from Ticket.
I like this adjustment from NRG. Bit of a leaf out of the old SK book. You have your AWP players certain different positions along the CT side, and eventually you rotate him around to Ticket as ZQK goes diving out the window. Wardell tries to help him coming up short, but gets taken out as well. And absolutely nothing done there by Ghost in that round, but creative attempt at a strategy, taking a little bit too long, being a little bit too indecisive as usual, as has been the case in this entire series, this map and the last. And unfortunately, they still continue the trend. 3 Galils across the board, and unfortunately, going out mid is probably not going to get too much done here. Looks like they're trying to be a bit more decisive this round.
Oh, Fugly is in very, very big trouble right now. He's going to have to back out, but luckily he's got his buddy with him who's willing to give him some assistance at a time of need. And so you can see how aggressive he's going, but he didn't actually see the T poke his head up. And now a window boost most likely going to be attempted just after they clear out close. ZQK is actually sneaking closer towards short as well, just behind the smoke. So he'll have access to ladder as Rix will be able to take down the AWP on the back of the booth. So good timing by him to make sure that one of the threats is nullified, that they do have control of this murder hole position as well, which is so crucial. But look at Fugly. He's just gone, all right, I'm just going to push for information instead. Nothing towards A ramp. He's not uncertain that Palace, or whether or not Palace is dirty, but he's sitting close towards A ramp. So if the bomb does come back towards A eventually, through T-spawn, then there will be an ambush lying in wait. But otherwise, for now, Ghost just dancing around, posturing to see if they can find anything.
Breezy positioned up here to punish any pushes through the murder hole. Almost catches ZQK off guard as he darts across with the AWP. 7 HP for him. Rick's trading Breezy off, however. And just trying to get something done from the short position as ZQK posts up on him but doesn't quite get it done. Fugly actually here in a ramp and Connor's going looking for him. Good trade there from Seb. 3-on-2.
So now just trying to get in towards window. Rix though locking down this line, and Rix has been so far the consistent performer. He spotted out the leg. What? Yeah, he didn't really react, and Daps gets the better of that. ZQK on 7 HP. There's a flashbang to allow him to cross. ZQK playing towards a ramp, and we're just going to have Seb at Pilly's favorite position, the firebox. Absolutely loves it.
Seb is indeed a fiery man. As ZQK hiding in the ramp trying to punish anybody pushing across towards default, does get one.
Well timed by both members of Ghost Gaming to take that 2-on-2. So at the very least, they give themselves a little bit to play with coming in towards a 4-11 scoreline, but I don't think it's still enough. I mean, it just feels like a lot of the time NRG just played a little bit more loose on the CT side as opposed towards anything else.
Couple of those gimmicky setups towards middle and interesting acrobatics on top of the little short catwalk area. Apologies as I do have the hiccups. And let's see how if Ghosts are able to turn it around. However, based on the current trends so far today, not feeling hopeful.
I still say that on the T side, it's going to be NRG. Just a little bit too more powerful on the rifles. I mean, dropping pistol may give Ghost a brief glimpse, but that's all it's going to be. It's just going to be a glimpse at hope. If they lose pistol, it's just going to be despair.
Time for a break, I think.
Yeah, it is time for a break. We are going to the halftime break, but stay tuned. We'll be back for the second half between NRG and Ghost Gaming. Everyone, welcome back. It is halftime between NRG as well as Ghost Gaming for map number 4 of our final series of match day number 7 for the EPL S. Oh, I was about to say S6. That works, right? Season 6, S6?
Sure.
Doesn't really flow off the tongue, but how are your hiccups?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it, so you are still struggling a little bit.
A little bit like Ghost Gaming in this series, perhaps.
Maybe Ghost have had a little bit of a hiccup? There you are.
Couple of hiccups.
Maybe every single time I say Ghost Gaming, it's just like you just see Pilly just have a hiccup because it's just like it reminds you of bad memories of both Keish and Mirage, where so far from Ghost we haven't seen the most inspired gameplay. Some couple of rounds where they go creative, but no real backing behind it.
I feel like they're just really lacking that person to take initiative and get in there for the boys. That was an instrumental person being B against Liquid, which is one of the main games that I've given them credit for doing quite well in. They've really lacked that. Seems like they're all playing very hesitantly, apart from Connor getting in there, getting a couple entries. He does quite well for himself.
It doesn't help as well when Breezy is just charging at you from every single different angle and just taking all these aim deals and winning it. The only reassurance that Ghost Gaming have on this side is that they are on the CT pistol. If they do take it, they can maybe scavenge up a few rounds. But even then, you'd think that the class of NRG on their map pick will just be a little bit better. As now NRG flooding on towards the B side. Good counter flashbangs, but there's no picks on the back of it. And Fugly's able to get the first pick onto EZQK. There's still one towards short, but at close range, Connor can't get anything done. Bomb has been dropped temporarily as Rick's on the fast flank. Can't complete anything. Daps was waiting, and now Ward out short. He's got 2 kills. He's still very, very healthy, and he's going to be the instrumental person, I'd say, as Seb. Just locked in a market. It's a dangerous position to come out. Bomb plant will go down in default as the timer is going to tick away. There we are. Fugly's just going to be pushing for some information. Spots both at market, so he knows that the game is up. There's going to be no one at short. It's just a fast rotation from Wardell and A&J on the ground alongside with his buddy. Daps high up. There's now Fugly. Oh, Fugly, another headshot. He's gone back to the favorite USB. Can it make it 3 for 3 once again? He's had so many pistol rounds. Great shot from Wardell. If there's any other man to try to bring it back, it will be Wardell. But Fugly, another 3 pistol kills. Fugly's been so consistent with the pistol so far.
It's great with the one taps. And I don't know, this B bomb site attack on the pistols and so far today on Mirage has been pretty effective. We saw it, I believe it was the first round, CLG versus Renegades. Both of the teams opted to do so in this game that we're watching now. And it's been 3 for 3.
Want to know something interesting? It's actually not that interesting. Yeah, I was looking at all the initials at NRG to see if I could make up anything punny and whatnot on the back of Wardell's aggression. Barely misses that shot. Really unfortunate. At least Ghost Gaming are trying to do something on the back of this force by... is that if Fugly's name started with an E instead, you'd actually have A to E for NRG. You've got A and J, then you've got Breezy, Cirque, and then Daps. And then Fugly ruins it.
Yeah, look, honestly, Kev, whenever you start a sentence with, do you want to know something interesting, I have very low expectations for what comes out of your mouth.
I'm sorry that I'm a nerd, okay? I've just come off like some library shifts as well, and when everything gets categorized by numbers and by letters, is quite interesting, but what is not so interesting is how Ghost Gaming is just getting completely wrecked at the stage. If you're a Ghost Gaming fan, I'm fairly certain it's quite painful to actually watch at the stages. Wardell does manage to land a shot in the leg, but all up to EZQK, and he's nowhere relevant on the map. Maybe you can find a kill, save a weapon, and live to tell the tale towards his kids until he respawns again, but that's about it. That's all it's going to be accomplished, and NRG looking to go up quite quickly towards a 14-4 lead in this half.
So here's an interesting question. NRG has 1 Canadian with Daps, 2 Europeans, and I think the other 2 are American. Could be wrong. So does that give them the international flag? I guess they get NA because it's Canadian, right?
Yes, I think they still get... Oh, actually, that is a intriguing question which you propose, which I'll commence my research upon.
They used to have the... I think they had the international flag with the old lineup with Godby and etc.
That was Godby, Legia, and all the others, correct?
And all the others.
And all the others.
Before they got Tabs and hard carry him.
Alright. Another attempt at an A-site take. It's just very, very quick this time. There's no playing around. A&J just making sure he goes behind ZQK. Nice attempt at a flashbang, but unfortunately when guns are charging down at you, it doesn't matter about flashbangs. So looking in every single direction other than where he's getting shot at. A&J is going to pick up another kill, and it's a very, very quick round. Bless NRG for just pushing forward and making it very quick and merciful on Ghost as we now come 2 rounds closer towards match point. No, NRG, they have actually a mix on HLTV. It's like a half American, half Canadian flag.
But there's only 1 Canadian. How's it half and half?
I don't know.
No, I'm not a fan.
Maybe it's like, I'm zooming in, but it is half and half. It's not 33 to 66%. And it's not an international.
It's not accurate. I'm really triggered now.
It's okay.
Thanks, guys.
It's okay.
Lots of utility here for NRG. Ghost doing some mid-aggression and throwing a smoke out towards the end of the B-Apps balcony, and ZQK gonna throw, or get a smoke thrown smoke. Breezy walking out of A-ramp, killing Seb. Wardell gets one as well. 4 versus 4. Breezy throwing a CT smoke and a flash over towards Tetris. Trying to get him and his old mate, who is that, with the bomb. Can't see his number because it's Fugly. Never mind. Ange trying to lurk through connector. Connor's completely ready for this until he turns around, and Ange is about to shoot him inside of the head. 3 versus 4, and nothing really going right here for Ghost.
Maybe Wardell can stop the plant. He has to jump up, and I think Cirque is covering the angle at the moment, so there you have it. The only chance now is Rix on this lurk play, and look at that. It's already been isolated and sealed off by Cirque. Now Rix, he's changing up the angle. He's going to be maneuvering it up, and this may catch Cirque off guard. There you have it. Cirque was deployed very, very focused, but unfortunately it's not enough, but they decided to back out. They get the pick, won't take the AWP to the next round. Actually, Rix is still hanging around, and NRG is just like, oh, all right, he can take the AWP. We're on match point. It doesn't really matter at this stage. We can do whatever we want.
Ghost Gaming logo kind of looks like a hook.
It looks like a reverse question mark for me. It's like, what are we doing, guys?
Jesus.
Okay, that's a little bit savage. They're already dead. That was pretty savage, actually. But that is ultimately the summary. There's no initiative. It's just a lot of waiting around. You see that. It's when the fear paralyzes you. It's where you become really scared. You just got to go at the stage. You got to go honor your ancestors and just go charging and swinging full out. At least you go into the night in a blazing glory. You don't just get rolled over, meek and passive. At least you try something different. So they are going to be buying up on the back of the stage weapons, but this could be it as NRG. They only need one more. Stack towards that A site, and Wardell needs to be able to hit this with a scout, and he misses, and that is just, I think, all over. No one on the site. They haven't even bothered throwing smoke grenades. My goodness, this A contact play is so confident. Now the smoke comes forward. Spray coming forward through the M4, but there's still that smoke. They may try to deploy a boost, but the flashbangs will just nullify any effectiveness. No bomb plant going down just yet. As now ZQK on the long rotation around towards A ramp. Breezy playing towards under balcony. A single kit for Seb to use as Fugly has isolated all these angles as well. He can just come in behind. Oh look, jungle's clear. They can just go through CT. 3 CT. Still a chance to Ghost, but they got to take all these aim duels so well. And their flank is going to be nullified by Circles waiting for a Breezy. He's going to get one. He's so low, but he's still alive. There it is. Connor's going to be shut down as well. Seb, no matter what he can do, there's just too many at that stage. And it's going to be a very, very comprehensive victory once again for NRG. We suspected it, and it came to fruition.
Yeah, had some pretty interesting setups, and their players definitely showed up to play. Showed some great individual talent and getting a little bit of practice in there. Always good to get a win over one of the lower opponents. Just make sure that you move your way up the rankings and sort of have a little play test for some of your strategies on some of the maps.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I do feel really demoralized as well. It's kind of like one of the moments is like not like this. I mean, I'm a big Ghost fan. How could you not be? After that Liquid game, right? How could you not be a Ghost fan? Like you got to root the underdogs. You know, they didn't really have the clinical execution that you normally expect out of top tier teams. That was expected. You know, it was scrappy sometimes, but they played with at least a lot of heart. You know, they tried exciting things. It never felt like it was stale. At least at the start of Mirage, you know, there's a couple of things from Ghost, but towards the end, it just kind of petered off on the T side. It was just bland, uninspiring. Some of it looked a little bit pretty. There was no substance. Well, still hungry for more.
I think that was a pretty good summary, and I feel like that was just like some kind of Gordon Ramsay review of this game. In terms of the adjectives used.
Maybe that's also because it's also hitting lunchtime for us as well, so that's why.
Yeah. Who impressed you most for NRG today?
NRG, once again, to be fair, who actually impressed me the most would probably be A&J. Over like two series, right? Because Breezy was always set up in a position of success, whereas A&J had to a lot of the times earn those kills. There wasn't as much backup for him. It was just literally him by himself, holding off an angle, maybe had a crossfire from far away, had to get at least 2 kills. He did that. He did his job really well, whereas Breezy is like, I'm going aggressive. He has flashbangs going off behind him, his utility backing him up, he's got teammates backing up. So easy in that situation to frag. When you're up against no expectation, right? Not no expectation, but when you're up against easier caliber opponents, when you don't need to kind of use that utility as much, you've got your teammates covering you, it's so easy to frag. Imagine you're isolating, you need to frag so much harder, and A&J just performed really well over those 2 games in my mind.
So something you pointed out earlier as well is Daps, you know, even in a comprehensive victory, not really having very much fragging power. might be a bit troubling for the future for NRG if he's puts up a similar performance against a team of a better caliber, because you know that kind of a team will have talent equal to NRG's, if not better, and without a contribution across the board, it's not going to be enough to push him over the line, I think.
I think I'll be safe to say I can criticize Daps for his rifling performance in these maps, but to know that this is not his common form. I think this was just a really, really rough day for him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's just feeling a little bit off today. I think he knows exactly, you know, it wasn't going right for him and he'll work on it as well. He's been around for the scene for quite a while. It's not a systematic problem. It'll fix itself. Like, this is not the normal Daps we normally see. If it was like, Daps has been playing like this for, you know, 5 or 6 games, that'd be worrying. But that was just, once again, 1 or 2 maps where he's just underperforming.
So, no longer a Ghost fan, now an NRG fan, Karath?
Always a little bit of an NRG fan as we head towards the schedule. But for Ghost, it's just like, come on, guys. I want you to do well, man. Because it's every single match is just sliding further and further down. Look at that. I said, you know, Misfits, it was like 8-1, but they did come back towards the end and try to push Optic. Did manage to take the victory. So it's a 1-1 apiece between Optic and Misfits over on the mainstream. Earlier today, CLG did split 1-1 apiece with Renegades, but it did go all the way. Very, very poor CT defense on both sides, but also, I guess, really, really good T sides. Like, both T sides were exciting to see. It was always sick individual plays, some good plays on the CT side, great smokes and flashbangs to isolate, team play to make sure everyone's buddied up. And I think that's why looking at Ghost afterwards, it was a little bit uninspiring, because it was just, when you see that kind of caliber of play where CLG clinically dissect Renegades, and then you watch Ghost just stumble around, it's clear as day and night.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's a bit interesting to see 2 teams of, you know, such caliber competing in the same league. Unfortunately, that's kind of the case with some of these development teams. It's either hard lessons learnt and learning that, you know, you're not quite up to scratch, and you take it as a learning experience, or you have a decent season or an overperformance and you find yourself a foothold in the league.
It's just demoralizing once again, because Ghost, they started off promising, right? They didn't get completely smashed out like today. We saw different things. Obviously, B was subbing in for them. They still don't have their core, because we're still waiting for Neptune to be allowed to play, which is technically their core 5. But Wardell's now introduced. I don't know who's going to leave for Neptune once they reintegrate into the roster.
I don't know. I'm not too sure, actually. Would it be Connor?
I don't know, because before, like, Wardell wasn't rejoining the lineup, right? It was going to be, all right, B's filling in for Neptune, but now, obviously, Wardell's come back to the lineup. Who's going to leave? There's clearly a problem with the Ghost gaming lineup. I don't know what's going on. I mean, the individual players, maybe they're not being set up for success as much a lot of the time. Strategy-wise, they look like, you can see that they're trying to do something structured, but there's nothing behind it. Like, it's... I'm trying to find a good analogy, but I'll let it wave for now. But there's just no inspiration. There's no inspiration behind. It just feels like they're doing it. They're playing out routine, but there's no understanding on why they're doing it.
So, I mean, my dream Ghost lineup, I don't know about you, but fix Ghost with reasonable expectations and player substitutions. Maybe Rick's out, put B in, ZQK out, chuck Neptune in, and you'd have an interesting team. But as it stands for now, we'll see how they continue. Maybe they'll be able to turn it around and make work of the players that they have, but so far, a very uninspiring performance today. I
really do hope so, because, I mean, both of us, we did see the potential that Ghost Gaming did have. Unfortunately, it was just, well, not unfortunately, but it just wasn't here today at all. Got completely stopped. But that is it for us at match day number 7 for the ESL Pro League North American Division. I hope to catch you guys next time. Until then, have a good evening.